Won't let me correct a spelling mistake? Good luck getting me to pay. Reading another malicious compliance about phone companies reminded me of this. This was a good many years ago now. My husband's phone bill had a spelling mistake. Never really paid any attention to it. Never really caused any issues. Until it did, of course. The mistake was simple. Think, Rod William, instead of Rod Williams, type simple. One day we moved states and put in for mail redirection. Now, where I am from, mail redirections have to be exact. So the bill never got forwarded. And in all that goes along with moving, it didn't even cross our minds that the bill hadn't arrived or been paid. And then inevitably the phone got cut off. Once we realized, we were all set to fix it up, pay the bill, change our address, etc. But no, can't be that simple. You see, to change the spelling mistake, we needed to provide proof of my husband's correct name. But for any name change, they need name change documents such as a wedding certificate or other official name change document, which he doesn't have, as it is not a name change, just a spelling mistake. For some reason, his license or passport was not good enough evidence. We ask what we can do to get this fixed up and they offer no help or resolution. Just stonewalling that there is no possible way to fix the incorrect spelling. Okay, cool. At this point we were cranky. Not going to help us with what should be a simple fix. We won't pay the bill, we told them. They respond with details of the contract and our obligations, debt collectors, etc. We simply replied, "But who are you going to go after?" They replied, "You, of course." My husband, looking comically confused, said, "But my name is not Rod William, and first I'm not going to pay his bill. Good luck finding him. If you happen to send me my own bill though, I would be happy to pay that." Shocked face and oh look. Spelling mistake gets corrected immediately. Rule number 1 in problem solving. You have to make it their problem. And, boom. The uncorrectable error is now corrected. Well done, MC. Funny how the impossible becomes possible when their money is at stake. A friend immigrated from Taiwan to Canada when she was a child with her family. In Canada, there was a typo with her father's birth date, and he used an English name instead of the direct phonetic transcription of his Chinese name. Decades later, he passed away, and my friend went back to Taiwan to have him declared dead and stop his old government pension. Because the name and birth date were different, the officials refused to accept the Canadian death certificate, though, and the Canadians refused to issue a certificate that didn't match their records. After weeks of going round and round, she said, "So if he is still officially alive, then we don't have to stop his monthly pension payments." I am okay with that. The officials said, "No, that would be illegal." So she said, "So you want to break the law? Then it's your choice. Just write me a statement with your decision." Suddenly the death certificate was fine. My home country once asked me to pay back a couple of thousand I owed for whatever reason. I had changed my name over a year ago, and informed every department, but the invoice was sent to my dad's address. That I've never lived it in my life. Addressed to my previous name. When I got in touch with them about it, I didn't mention it was for an invoice, only that they'd sent the wrong name to the wrong address, etc. Well, they were not happy about having to update my details. They requested certified copies of everything, which nobody ever asks for, and wanted to see me in person with my passport too. I just told them, "You can either invoice me at my name and address or I won't be able to pay you back, as that would be fraudulent as per my name change contract." I didn't hear anything back from them for another 2 days. until a corrected invoice appeared at my front door. Money talks. I had almost the exact same issue. When I was 18 and graduated high school, a friend of mine and I decided to rent a house together. Now at the end of the lease we both decided we wanted to move to different places, so we're getting everything sorted. The water account for the house was in my name, so I went to the water department to get the account closed. I had my driver's license with me. That even had the address for the house still on it. But they wouldn't let me close the account because my SSN that I told them at the time of cancellation didn't match the one in their system. The name and everything else was correct, but not the SSN. I told them that whoever set up the account at the department must have typed it in wrong when I opened the account. They said that didn't matter and they would not close the account if I did not know the number, which I obviously didn't know. So I said, okay, don't close it, but I'm moving so I'm not going to pay it. They mentioned collections and credit and debt and all that. I laughed and told them they're going to be going after the wrong SSN holder, so it wasn't my problem. I promptly left. I have no idea if they ever closed. That was 12 years ago and it never affected me, so either they did close it or it affected somebody else. Which would suck. When it comes to getting their money, they will always find a way to fix it. I had this exact problem with my phone service provider. I pretty much did the same thing. But it was just after getting the phone. I told them, thanks for the free brand new iPhone 12. Since you've chosen to bill Mike Oxenfair and not Mike Oxenfair, you won't be able to bill me, as the bill payer name must match the contract name, or get me into court. The error was corrected inside 30 seconds. Great MC. Reminds me of time my friend Cheryl renewed her driver's license and the one they issued said male instead of female. She goes in person to tell them they made a mistake, but they required her to submit affidavits, etc., and all these documentary proof that she is female. Unbelievably stupid. This story reminds me of something. I moved places and canceled my internet contract per email, but never received a response. Oh well. I supposed it went through. Months later, the tenant living at my previous place contacted me, stating that the internet provider had sent a collection letter and threatened to cut off of the internet per September. The tenant also sent the letter to me. I called the provider to explain I had already canceled, but they claimed they had no evidence of my cancellation mail. Therefore, they stated that I had to pay for all those months. Moreover, they said they could only cancel the contract per October, meaning that I had to pay for an extra month. So I complied with their story. I said that it's unfortunate that their system is such a mess, because in contrast to them, I prove that I had sent that cancellation, and also show that they suggested to cancel my internet per September. They angrily cut my bill to what I actually had to pay and terminated the contract per September. I read all the stories about names here and I have no way of relating. I live in a country where we're issued a single identity number at birth or immigration, and this never changes. You can change your name as much as you like, and all official documents will be created with your current name, based on lookup in the name register from ID number. So, you may have to have new documents written up to show your new name. But banks, insurance companies, tax authority, local gov, etc., they all get updated automatically if you decide to do a name change. I tried to get one of those popular prepaid Visa cards for internet use. Filled everything in and was asked to provide a picture of ID document, ID card, passport, driver's license, and proof of address. All denied. When I asked what the issue is, I just got a canned reply that please follow the instructions on the app website. So I contacted the magistrate and asked for the document that has official proof that my name is my official name, my address is my official address, and that I'm indeed still alive. There literally is no better official document available than that. Denied. To this day I have no idea what their problem was. But their customer service was non-existent. Or maybe I just wasn't important enough as I was only trying to become a customer. Almost this exact thing happened to my brother. Except they wouldn't let him pay his phone bill for their spelling mistake. And his first and last name is very unique. Instead of Rod William, imagine the scenario being Chupacabra Abracadabra, but they spelled it Chupacabra Abracadabra. Like no one else has our last name, and his first name is very unique. The first time he tried to pay, they said it had to be the account holder, and that's when he discovered the error. And they wouldn't let him change it or pay. Like, why would you stop someone from paying someone else's bill even if that was the case? Anyways, he never paid and used the phone for like 2 years before they tried to get him to pay for it. And eventually canceled when he wouldn't. When they called, he was like, "Oh, I don't know who that guy is, man," shrugging light skin tone. And since they don't have the correct spelling of his name and no hope of figuring out what their mistake was, because the name looks weird even when it's spelled properly, it has never come up again. Lol. Also happened to me with a parking ticket at a uni parking lot when there were no classes, where they made a typo on my license plate. Good luck following up on that unpaid ticket using only a license plate number and car description that don't match. Thumbs up, medium skin tone. Usually with something like this, the people you spoke to really can't change it. They have to pass it on to someone higher up the food chain. But the person higher up the food chain won't waste his valuable time on something so simple. And around it goes. The guy in collections can forward it to someone high enough in the food chain, who is also motivated to spend the 5 minutes to change it. Comes as part of the package when delegating responsibility but not authority. My name on my driving license is wrong. Think Mihal instead of Michael. I've tried to fix it, but every time the new license arrives the mistake is still there. So far the only person that's noticed is a receptionist at a casino. The next time I renew it I will again put down my correct name and see if they ignore it again. I thought it was gonna end in setting up a new account under the correct name and not even having to pay the other bill at all. This way seems fun too, haha. Actually, it's Miss Chandler Bong. Got pulled over for a light out when I was headed home from out of state at about 2 a.m. Cop was a jerk and says, "Not many people out at this hour unless they are up to no good or drunk." I told him I had driven 6 hours from a relative's home, so I was in neither one of those categories. He sees a backpack on the floor and tells me he has to look through that. I just want to get home, so I agree. In the backpack was a letter addressed to my former roommate that I was going to take to him. From that point on I had his name listed as an alias anytime I had state business such as license renewal, etc. Took us 2 years to get his name off my records. And much more documentation than it should have. I literally just would have not paid the bill and opened a new account with a new number. My wife was shopping with her mom as her mom wanted to get credit on an item that had gone on sale. The lady was giving them a hard time about the difference even though it's store policy. Lady being rude as hell to mother-in-law. My wife says, "We don't like the sweater. Forget it. Just give us a refund." So cashier happily refunds the money. Wife picks up the sweater and says, "Wow ma, This sweater is on sale. You should get it. So she did. My wife is sexy LMAO.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.